This episode of Philly FAME TV is sponsored by Top Dog Law. Now y'all already know who to call for any accidents or injury cases. If you want that top dollar, you better get at Top Dog. You can hit him up on Instagram at Top Dog Law or visit his website www.topdoglaw.com. Philly FAME. Alright, welcome back to Philly FAME TV once again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in. This here is another episode of Drilladelphia, episode 4. And on this episode, we highlighting HDB Deezy, the Top Savage. Now, he was actually the first person, that was featured on Philly FAME TV to unfortunately pass away tragically in this case. This happened back in 2016. Philly FAME launched our first episode towards the end of 2014, so we was about a year and a half in at the time that this happened. So this episode is pretty much, my brief encounter with Deezy, how I knew him, how I come to know of him, and my small, relationship with him in the short amount of time that I did know him. So this episode is pretty much based on that. So we're gonna get right into it. Now, I know of Deezy, being from Beirut, North Philly, the Beirut section of North Philly. That's how I know when I heard of Deezy, that's where I knew him to be from. Same area as Oskino, General Reezy, comedian, actor Chris Kennedy. Also Luke Skazy. He from out there. Some people might be familiar with him. He a rapper from out there and all that. And also some Philly, street legends from out there too, like you familiar from back in the day and all that. So I know of Deezy being from there. He had a couple homies and stuff he was close to, that was from that region. And apparently Oskino knew him as a kid, watched him grow up. I seen Deezy post a picture of him as a small kid. And Oskino commented on this saying like he remembered Deezy since he was that size. Says Pop had a crib on Lehigh. So Deezy always been a North Philly kid, so I don't know if he originally from Lehigh and all that. I'm not too sure about that, but we'll definitely mention that on one of his posts before. And pretty much watched him grow up, and as he got older and got in the mix rapping, old had him around him. He was pushing him as an artist. He had a song with O when O was in his bag, doing them appetizer, dropping them appetizer mixtapes and all that. Deezy had Deezy on one of the songs with him and all that, and later after Deezy passed, O shot the video for that joint and all that, had people in there rocking R.I.P. Deezy shirts and all that. Oskino actually had a concert too. He did the Realest Back concert down at the TLA. This was early 2016, might have been like March, end of March, if I'm not mistaken, 2016. And Deezy had opened up for him at that joint. I was there. I got some footage of that. Got some footage backstage. Got some footage of the performance and all that. I don't think I had Deezy part. I don't know if I had Deezy part on there though, but I definitely was at the concert. I remember seeing him there and all that. He did his thing at that joint. And let me jump back a little bit. I also know Deezy got a close relationship with Vito. I seen the old flip of them all together. And he mentioned him in one of his old freestyles back in the day. And also he got the relationship with Hattie. I believe, if I ain't mistaken, Deezy might have been like a part of the go-getter wave back in the day. Like at some point in time, he wasn't during like the early wave with the DVD run and all that when they was in their prime. But at some point in time, he was around. I don't know exactly when, but I seen like some footage where he was rapping. Back in the day on like some type of DVD, and it seemed like he was a part of that some way, shape, or form. But
no, I really do this shit though, cuz it's a flashing party too. Yeah, we had all day long, we strong.
Shit, get the fuck in. Yeah. Listen. Let's go. I said if you don't spend the cash on them, nigga, I'ma blast on them. Thinking that's 100 grand. No, that's a rubber band. Nigga, move 100 grams. More, that's another man. That'll make you crank that. Nigga, where I rank at.
But I know at some point he definitely became a part of it. I don't know exactly when, because on one of his projects or one of his singles, you know, he was repping Yola Boy gang. You know, at some point he went from Go Getters that start calling his stuff Yola Boy and all that. So Deezy was a part of that. So I don't know at what point they built their relationship, got cool and got down and all that, but I remember Head definitely was pushing Deezy heavy as an artist too. He had a song with Heady that was on Say Cheese, that got posted on Say Cheese. I mean, like, so that was a good look for Deezy at that time, because fast forward, look at Say Cheese now. At the time, Say Cheese was early on, so they wasn't what they was now, but they definitely threw that John up, so that's kind of how I heard of Deezy. I heard of Deezy because I seen Oskino pushing him heavy, and I seen Head pushing him, you know what I mean? But he ain't really, I ain't really seen him on no platforms or nothing like that. I just seen them through them. I just, you know, I follow O and I follow Head, so I just see them posting stuff and posting pictures with him and stuff like that. But I ain't see no platforms with nobody pushing him. So outside of the post he had with the John on with Heady on Say Cheese. So at some point I reached out to him. At this time, you know, Philly FAME TV, we was early on. We had launched like on cable TV and all that back in 2014, end of 2014, November. We was doing a little run with that, had some episodes and stuff airing on there from 2014, 2015, then going into 2016. And at some point, I can't remember exactly when off top, but we started doing these showcases down Music Notch. It's a little venue down West Philly and all that. We had connected with them and partnered up and decided to throw these showcases, bring artists down there, had them perform, do little interviews, had little drops, and turn them into episodes. So we had a bunch of artists coming through. So at this time, as I'm saying Deezy, you know, I'm basically reaching out to him to give him a oop and offering my opportunity. You know, if he wanted to come down and perform and get his joint off and get his face out there, get his name a little bit in the mix and connect and network and all that. So I reached out to him and he was with it. He came through, like, wasn't no hesitation. He jumped right on it, came through and all that. I believe he might even slid through by himself, if I ain't mistaken. But it was a nice little night that day. At this time, we had a couple drinks under our belt. I don't remember exactly how many we done at this point in time, but we had a nice amount of drinks. We had artists come through. We had episodes already aired from the situation. And at this particular night that Deezy came, you know, this time when Murder Gang was there. This one, you know, Osama, Skinny Me, you know, and they was Murder Gang. We had them come through. Their whole clique come through. Merc was there. Face came through. You know, comedian Skeet Carter had stopped through. I mean, check it out. Yeah, gave us a little drop and all that. I mean, I had my nephew hosting it. My nephew came down from, I believe he's living in Maryland at the time. He had came through. I had him hosted. He was an up-and-coming comedian doing this thing. He's still, I mean, doing this thing on that type time, but at this time he was up-and-coming, so I had him hosted with Shorty Ebony Levine. She was one of the hosts. The Philly Hip Hop Awards like prior to, so I thought she would be good, you know, to do it. She came down. I mean, so it was a nice little night. Had McVeigh come through. Even had a guy named Nephew from Baltimore. You know, he connected with us. I mean, I was fucking with him, and I had him come down. So he came down from Baltimore that night to perform. So it was a nice little situation. Nice little crowd and all that. And Deezy came through. I mean, he did his thing. I mean, so I mean, after that, I believe me and him touched base and all that. He was appreciative, and I was planning on getting him on another joint we was going to do, because we was doing them on a consistent basis. So I definitely was going to invite him back out. I mean, like, so he can get his name and his wave out there a little bit more. Like I say, he already had Oskino pushing him, so he was, I mean, up and coming. He was, he's still early in his career, like, so he still was on the come. He had some work done though. He had some videos out. I mean, some views and all that. He already was doing this thing, but, you know, he had a little more ways to go, obviously. So, you know, that was the plan at some point, to bring him back out, have him do something else. But unfortunately, you know, shortly after that, situation happened where I just heard he got killed. Like, I ain't know what happened. I ain't know the backstory, nothing of that. I just heard, you know, that Deezy got killed. Like, I don't know exactly how long after, you know, him coming out to perform that he died, but I know that we uploaded that episode so that the showcase was in May 2016. We uploaded the episode May 13th, 2016. So I don't remember exactly what date we did the showcase. I believe it might have been a week before that, if I ain't mistaken. And we uploaded the episode May 13th. And his last post on Instagram was on May 16th. It was him and Oskino at Shade 4-5 with Jazzy Bell. That's the shorty who used to co-host with DJ K Slay. She had her own show on Shade 4-5 at this time. And she had Oskino come through, and Oskino bring Deezy up there. So that's the last post he posted on his Instagram. I don't know when he did it, because he posted it before that too. Like, so he posted that picture before and he posted it again. So I don't know exactly when they went up there, but that was the last post, May 16th. And we uploaded the video May 13th, so that was 3 days later. So I don't know if that's exactly when he passed, because I remember it was a news article that came out at some point in time that later kind of explained what happened. I don't know if it was on a news clip, but I remember somebody posted the actual article or whatever. And I couldn't find it online because I didn't really know Deezy's real name. So I couldn't find it online. Maybe somebody who watching this probably got the information, exact information. But so apparently something happened where it was like a home invasion situation. Supposedly him and some other people supposed to ran in somebody's house, and as they was leaving out, the guy who house it was supposedly killed Deezy. That's how it happened, something like that. I'm not exactly sure, because it happened so long ago, so I can't recall off top. And like I said, I can't find the article, so I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but that's kind of what I remember. So like I said, somebody else that's watching might got the accurate information. I believe something like that might have happened, if I ain't mistaken. But however it went down was an unfortunate situation. I mean, once I saw the article, whatever, I was like, damn, like, you know, I ain't know what he was into. I ain't know what he had going on outside of, you know, the music. I mean, you just perception, whatever you might, you know, I mean, obviously he was in a mix in the something, I mean, in a mix, like, but the interaction I had with him was strictly on some music type time. Like, I seen what he was doing with the music. I offered him, reached out for him, offered him the platform. He came through, did his thing. Looking forward to working with him some more, but, you know, unfortunately, you know, that happened. Like, R.I.P. to Deezy. I mean, R.I.P. to him, man. Condolences to his family. You know, it happened a while ago, but I know they still feeling it. I know they still missing. I mean, he left an impact and an imprint on, you know, a lot of people. He had I see Oskino posted that he had a balloon, you know, a balloon release, like shortly after that happened. You know, a lot of people came out there, you know, to show love and pay homage and pay respect. So, you know, R.I.P. to Deezy, man. He had a short career, man. You can only wonder if he'd went all the way hard with the music. I mean, he probably could have made a little wave with it. Like, had Oskino backing at the time. Oskino was going hard with the advertising. He was heavy with the rap. You know, Hattie just came back home. Before Hattie got booked, he was, you know, obviously with him. But when Hattie came back home, he was pushing him. Like, so, ain't no telling what Deezy could have potentially done with that. But, you know, R.I.P. Deezy, man. Top Savage. And that's going to conclude this episode of Philly FAME TV, Drilladelphia, episode 4. Again, condolences to his family, his loved ones, and all that. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate all the love and support, feedback. Stay tuned for the next episode coming soon. Tune into the past episodes and other content if you ain't familiar. If you never tuned into nothing before, it's your first time visiting our content and our channel. You know, we go all the way back to 2014, so, you know, go back and watch old content, catch up to current times. In the meantime, between time, we signing out. Philly FAME TV, Drilladelphia. We out of here.